Do you know?
We live up in this joint.
There it is. I look for those red numbers and the recording.
In
It's
five,
official.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's official.
I'll try doing that, bro.
Official now. Official. We back. Some
Yo,
of that podcast. Episode 88.
88,
88.
88.
The great Michael Irvin wore number 88. The
Oh, I
great,
didn't know that.
the great Michael Cocaine Loving Irvin.
You know what? You bogus.
He
Not cocaine.
he one of the all time greatest um, wide receivers in NFL history. Um, I think he was somewhat overrated, but that's another story. Another story. But he was one
We'll
of the
take
all
your word
time.
for it.
He was an all time best. He's a 3 time Super Bowl winner on those great Dallas teams. Um,
Did him and
88.
Dion play together, Eddie?
Yep, him and Dion
Okay,
played together. Him and
okay.
Dion played against each other for many years, and they had battles. And but yeah, Mike Irvin, you can now see him on Fox Sports One on what 2 days a week, 3 days a week with Skip Bayless and Keyshawn Johnson. So, but yeah, Michael Irvin, 88. All right, I'm
All
Coach
right.
Mo. We got Tease over there. She playing with
Yeah,
her
keep
hair,
in my
y'all.
house.
She playing
Keep
with
in
her
my
hair,
house.
y'all.
Ah.
Y'all see over there, y'all. Y'all see her.
Sometimes when the camera stop, you like, you be thinking you good, then you see yourself on the, reflection. You like, oh wait a minute, I ain't
But
as good
but
as I
but
thought I
but
was.
Tease, why do all females do that though? Whether they on their phone or they on FaceTime or whether they
Yes,
why
you
do they
gotta make
always
sure you're good for the camera.
but how many times does it take to make sure you're good for the camera?
A lot, a lot. Like, because little facts, like I can take a picture, bro. It'll be. I can take a picture doing a selfie. I can take that selfie 50 times, and it looked to everybody else. It may look the same, but to us, we see those little differences. So, you just gotta
Uh,
take it to the right one.
there she go, y'all. Tease broke it down. We broke it down. That's called woman culture, everybody. Woman culture.
Women, we understand. I know women who listen understand. They get it.
So, Tease, we are another week. It's the first week of November. We're officially in
Mhm.
November season. Um, Today is November 1st. That
Your
actually
birthday
mean
month, bro.
that actually means there's 23 days to a national holiday,
Oh
and,
gosh.
and I want everybody to know nothing else really matters in November. Thanksgiving really don't matter. It's just remember this date, everybody. November 24th. Okay, remember this date.
Nothing going on that day, guys.
Oh,
Nothing important.
oh, and by the way, also my son's birthday is next Wednesday.
Happy birthday, CJ.
He'll be officially 18 years old.
Oh my gosh. Not 18. It's so crazy. Like all my friends, all y'all with kids, bros. Like I knew CJ when he was in when he was in your wife's stomach. Like I was at the baby shower. Like, why are you 18? Like, I just can't
Yep,
believe it.
yep.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
long
That's
time ago,
crazy.
man.
Bro, you got a
Long,
grown
long
ass
time
man
ago.
in the house.
Yeah, he grown as hell.
What that's gonna be like?
You know what? He the type though. He he, he move at his own little pace, man. He my son really feels like he got the whole world figured out right now. So,
Yeah, of course.
but
Of course.
he's a big senior. He's got a few more months left of high school, and he's all he does is go to school, go to work on the weekends, and makes time for his little girlfriend. That's what
That's
my
good.
son.
That's
That's
all
what
you
he
need to worry
does.
about. That's all you need to worry about. Just enjoy being a kid.
Like, yeah, I'm trying to tell him like, hey man, stop trying to get grown fast, man. I'm
Trust, listen,
telling
it's
you,
ghetto here.
ghetto was hell here.
Don't think it's ghetto, okay?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, just
yeah.
enjoy
But
it.
but yeah. So November, I actually like November. Like low key, I actually like Thanksgiving better.
Mhm. The Christmas?
Christmas, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't. I guess maybe it's because um, Christmas is coming, but that also means the end of the year is like right around the corner. So
Mhm.
I like Thanksgiving. I feel like I see more of my family on Thanksgiving, and I actually feel like I don't know. Thanksgiving feels like more of a family day. I don't know, it's just weird to me. That's just what I feel like. What about you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite holiday?
Um, it's probably a tie, bro, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, honestly, because my family typically gets to bed on both days. So yeah, I don't know, it's a tie. I do, I think I can't. It's a tie for me. Honestly, it's a tie because we have a lot of fun on Thanksgiving. My family, all of us, it's 4 girls, so all of us can cook, and all of us cook something. All of us got our specialty that we make for Thanksgiving. And the family usually
Good.
gets together at my parents' house, and we just have fun. We play games, we chill, and we not one of those families where we get dressed up or nothing like that.
Hmm.
We loud, and it's just it's just enjoying the family time,
Have
And then
your
Christmas we always do it. We do a gift exchange, so we do like the little grab bag. So that's always fun to try to figure out who got who. So yeah, it'd be fun.
have y'all ever done like Friendsgiving, that whole thing?
You know what? My aunt did it for the first time last year, so I did do that. And then my friends, we do it too. My friends, me, T, Kaya, Kudu, we always get together. Um, for the last few years, we've done a Friendsgiving. And that's been fun. So
So here's my question. Explain to the people, we got new listeners, we might have listeners that just they might be from outer space. So they might not know what Friendsgiving is. Explain to the people what Friendsgiving is.
Well, I mean, for me, the Friendsgiving typically is just like, normally Thanksgiving, like you said, we're getting together with your family, right? And
Right.
so um that Friendsgiving is basically getting together with your friends. Y'all get together and kind of do the same thing, but typically when we do Friendsgiving, we typically try to stay away from um the what do you call it? Like we try to stay away from the traditional um menu, right?
See,
So we
that's
may
gonna be
do
my
like
next question. Okay, good.
yeah,
Okay.
so we might do like a taco bar, or we might
Mm-hmm.
do like some kind of shrimp pasta, something like that. Like we do something different, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's just to get time to get together with your friends for the holiday, and because sometimes some people do it too, bro, because some people don't always have family, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
people try to, find ways to include their friends who may not have their families around them and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's
Okay.
really just to get together with your friends because typically you are with your, family on that day. And so,
Right.
you know, it's just a little get together with your friends.
I think this year we're supposed to do Friendsgiving for the very first time here. So
Okay.
we're going to host it. I think that's what was talked about back in March. So
Okay. It'd be
so
different when it gets to the month.
yeah, we here
Yeah.
now, so it might change these, but
Yeah.
that's what we talked about. So
That'd be fun.
this will be something different for us because my next question I was literally going to ask you like, do you do the traditional food on that day, or you you don't, or you might, hey, you know what, I'm gonna order Italian beefs
Yeah,
and
stuff
we
like
might
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
We do
okay.
that. Yeah, we do that. Like one year, actually, I think we were talking about doing like catering from like Portillo's or something like that,
Hmm.
or like even pizza, but or even like a baked potato bar, stuff like that, like just something
Okay.
different. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to the family, you getting ready to eat the dressing, the greens, the mac and cheese, the chicken, the turkey. You're gonna do all that. So we try to
Yeah.
just do something different.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, to you know people are going to be doing Friendsgiving. They're going to post pictures of it. I actually look forward to that every year just to
You
see.
look forward to it, brother. Make fun of them folks.
I make fun of people, but I also just look forward to seeing like the people I know personally, like your family, like you know, obviously I know your friends' family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing like y'all pictures and stuff like that, just to see like everybody laughing, everybody having a good time. But To me, the matching at Thanksgiving, that don't get old to me. Now I will say this about every year of Thanksgiving, I always find out couples who are together, and I always find out the people who've been single all year, all of a sudden they got somebody. Now I do notice that every year, every
That's funny.
single year,
That's
and I
funny.
see that I see it on Christmas Eve too. When everybody
Mhm.
posts pictures, usually either what happens on Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving is somebody gets proposed to in front of
True.
the family. That's what
True.
always happens. So
True. That
look,
that that
I
does
look forward
happen.
to that. I look forward to that, and especially when you see a female getting proposed to, and you know she been ran through. Now
Oh, you
that's
bogus.
what I always say is you cannot go against God's work. That's what I always say. Ain't God good? That's what I always say.
Ah,
Ain't God
oh,
good?
she can change, bro.
Hey, if he can change Paul, he can do it to.
You know what?
I'm just saying. I just said, hey,
You
God good.
stupid. You stupid.
Can't get in the way of God's work. That's all. That's all.
That's facts, though. That's facts.
Um, I want to start the show with like a little relationship thing.
All right.
So. All right. Now, I consider us older. I consider us on that good side of
Season.
seasoning. Yeah, I consider us seasoning. And I'm sure
Uh,
the people, once I pose this question, I'm sure the people, when they hear this episode, they're going to chime in, hopefully. So, Tease, this is what I want to
uh-huh.
know. You've been dating a guy. Let's say y'all dating, and let's say it gets like, I want to say like exclusive, maybe like pre-exclusive, or like, oh, you already know y'all pretty much do everything
What's
together.
pre-exclusive, bro?
So let's say 7 days out of the week, you see him 5.
Okay.
Unequivocally, you see him 5 days a week. Y'all talk every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, y'all, as the old folks say back in the day, y'all go together.
We go together. Okay.
Y'all go together. Now, in that process, what's the time frame when you bust it open?
Okay. Let's get some specifics here, bro.
Okay, we'll get
Now, when you
specifics.
say bust it open, you're saying like when's the first time you have
When do
sex?
you
Or are you talking about bust it open like you bust something different, like like
when do you say
you get wild?
when do you say, you know what, I'm gonna get this man some?
It's different, bro. It's different for everybody. I think it's a comfortable thing. It's a comfortability thing in the sense that when you know if y'all been dating for that, if you've been dating for a while, and you're somebody that's not necessarily saving yourself for marriage, um if you comfortable, I think that it just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you feel like that he's beyond, like, y'all have moved past him, just past the infatuation of just how you have to look, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
um and y'all have been dating heavily, like, I feel like, I don't know the month. It could be a month, could be a
Okay.
couple months, you know what I'm saying? It could be 3 months, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't I've never put like a time, like I never had a 90-day plan, you know what I'm saying?
So
Stuff
you
like
never
that.
had a rule. You never had like
I
a
never had like a rule book, you know what I'm
okay.
saying? Like, ultimately, when I was younger, for sure, my goal was always to be like, I'm not doing this until I get married, like
Right.
that was my that was how I started off dating, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
you get older, and you just have to get a good feel for people, you know what I'm saying? And you can't sleep around with everybody, because a lot of guys I ran through. And you got to be careful, because STDs do not have a specific name,
True.
So
True.
I think it's a comfortability thing, bro. Like, I think it's a situation too, where you have to be comfortable with yourself too, bro. Because in the sense of, if y'all sleep together and y'all not, quote unquote, it's just in the pre-official stage, and if something changes, you have to be prepared for all of that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Mentally, you have to be prepared. Like, okay, if we sleep together, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? You're giving your body to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, um, But I never had one of those plans. I never had like a time limit. It's always been when I wanted to.
And
That's just
you just made a decision.
yeah. If I felt like this is what I wanted to do, I just did it. I ain't really, I ain't gonna say I ain't put no thought into it like that because then I sound like a little hussy. But
No, because that's
it's
a
just like
part two.
it's really as simple as if you are in the mood and this is somebody you want to get busy with, you just do it.
Okay, because there's a part two. Because see, we're gonna have some real talk on here on this opening pod. Because I feel like people be lying.
Mm. In what
And
way?
I'm gonna get to the because it's part of the part
Okay.
two.
Okay.
Now you established. You said there's really no time limit. Whenever you feel like
For
okay,
me, some
I'm
women do.
comfortable.
Some people do
Yeah, I
have
know
it.
some women
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I've known people who are in full blown relationships right now, and they gave it up on the first date.
Facts. Yeah.
I've known that. Now, part two of this is okay. After you establish, you know what, I'm comfortable with this guy. I'm gonna give him some. I'm gonna see how he react. Now, here's the most important question: with or without the condom? Because see, here's the thing. I feel like me as a man, I feel like that matters
Okay.
because for me, I feel like that shows me really, really, one, how much you into me, two, how much I'm into you, three, there's a whole lot of trust factor going in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've always felt. Now I ain't talking about like the little twos and fews here and there that you might have knocked off that you shouldn't have knocked off wrong, whatever. I'm talking about when you be with a chicken, y'all rocking hard and all, that time frame when you say, you know what, man, we ain't using no rubber this time, so maybe she cool, maybe we are rocking with each other, maybe it is a level of comfortability because I think that matters in a relationship to me. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
when I believe that's when it's real.
Bro, I agree with you, and
Move, go.
but I agree with you, but now that I don't not that I disagree, but that's not always the case as far as for me as people as my experience of guys thinking that now we established now that it's real because it's some guys that's just out here and they'll try to go no seriously it'll be day one and they will try to you have to be like hey wait, where your Jimmy at? You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
they are pulling. So some people are not even conscious about, and they could be thinking that, T's a good girl. She ain't out here like that. You know what I'm saying? That may be their thought, but I'm not thinking like, I don't know you like that in that
Right,
way. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
you gotta wrap it up, but so I don't know that every guy thinks that. Like I think some people just it just be reckless like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, for a woman for me, yeah, if you're taking it off, then that should be an ultimate trust because, like again, like I just said, STDs is for real, and not just outside of just almost of pregnancy, but it's a lot of stuff you can't get rid of.
True.
I'd be more concerned about that, bro, than getting pregnant. Because I know this gonna sound bad because in my mind, like pregnancy, you can get rid of it. It can be
I just keep it 100. That's being
you
real.
can hear
Yeah,
it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
if you don't want a baby, you can not have the
yeah,
baby, right? So,
yeah.
but if you don't want AIDS,
You
I
can't really
don't.
get rid of it.
I mean, I know they say they got medicine now that's undetectable. You know what I'm saying? But
Like
what
all
kind
these
of life they have
commercials.
to
Yeah,
live? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, I just, yeah, in theory, I think that should be, yeah, like if you're doing that, you should have absolutely trust level to where, you know what I'm saying, that you would hope that it's just y'all. And the bare minimum is just if the guy is or woman, if y'all are still sleeping around with other people, the bare minimum, you should be sleeping with people with condoms. If they gonna go
Okay.
there. You know what I'm saying?
This is that's what I was okay. That's what I wanted to.
That's the hope, right? That if
Okay.
y'all, if y'all raw dogging, and if y'all ain't established that it's just me and you know, yet, and y'all still got some little your digs around, you know what I'm saying? The bare minimum, you should wrap it up with your digs. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what I think, you know, but
Now, in that time frame, should there be a conversation that needs to be had, or is it one of those y'all in the heat of the moment
you know, he did
and
my man at his age. Mm-mm.
well, I mean,
I don't believe it.
some people feel like, if y'all out and then, y'all coming home and, there's a vibe, y'all been drinking, the wine is nice, and then y'all just start kissing and, and just boom, in the heat of the moment. I don't know. You just go for it and she cool with it. But should there be a conversation in between, like, hey, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily know if I ever had a conversation. Like, you know what? I don't think we should
You
use
finna go
condoms.
raw this week.
Yeah, like I don't ever.
I have
I
had that
don't.
conversation.
Huh? You have?
Yeah.
So literally, it was like next week. I think we should go raw.
It was a conversation of, because I'm like, when I told you ain't no to me ain't no heated moment, because to me
Yeah.
I'm always conscious of that, right?
Okay.
And so
Okay.
if you're dating somebody and y'all fooling around and y'all wearing condoms, and ain't no hot and bothered to where you ain't gonna put that thing on. You know what I'm saying? So but if y'all been dating for a while and it comes up, and if it's a situation where they may act like, somebody asks like, so what if I wanted to, like, would you be okay with that? Then I will say yes or no. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And that
Okay.
conversation happens. So it may not happen that next time, but at least it'll be a conversation of, or I'll let you know, because you just can't go up at me raw. That's just, you know what I'm saying? And because if you allow somebody to do that, like, again, the pregnancy component, I'm somebody that sticks to my calendar like glue, right? So I
Yes, we
know when
know.
I'm
We know,
meeting.
Keith. You
I
showed
know
me
the
your
line meeting.
calendar.
So
You showed me your calendar.
absolutely. So listen, if you talk about next week and I'll be like, no, sir. No, sir, you ain't able to do
Right. Right.
it.
Right.
Keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? So,
Uh,
or it's just this is how it is. But I think in general, you just have to you have to be careful who you're doing that with, and if you are somebody that you absolutely trust, and
okay.
that you will hope that somebody that you will, again, if they doing the other thing, that they just protecting themselves,
Okay.
because you don't want none, but it just has to. It is. I agree with you that it is. It's a high trust level. It's
That's what I feel
absolutely
like.
high
I've
trust.
always felt
It
like
should be. It
it
should be.
should be a high
Yeah.
trust level. Because
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna give you a guy's perspective. Guys might not like because I say this, but it's true. Guys really don't like using condoms. They
Some ladies
don't.
don't either.
Like they don't. Like if a chick is gonna let us not use it, 9 times out of 10, we're not gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a rarity where a dude would be like, wait, let me get this rubber. Now, here's the thing. I feel like this is just me in my past experiences. For the majority of my life, I've used condoms. For some chicks that I know that was bussing, I definitely used a condom. And what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by I knew she was bussing, this is what I mean by I knew she was bussing. If I knew my homie had hit her, my other homie hit her, and she was just, as you say, community dick, she was community cooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be none of that. Nah, ain't no, because then you're gonna look like a clown.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some situations where you mess around with a chick. Maybe not the first time you hit her, but let's just say that next time, whatever, you know what I'm saying, you might boom, you might slide up in her. Now, I've been in a moment where you slide up in her and then y'all look at each other like, oh shit. Now you really in that moment, teach you at the crossroads. Either you could go left or you could say, no, let me stop. Or you can go right and be like, man, fuck it, I'm in there now. My way, hey,
Yeah.
let God be my condom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I
Jesus is
mean,
my condom.
yeah,
No.
I
Oh,
mean,
he's not.
but every guy has been in that crossroad. They've been
Mm-hmm.
there. So I've always felt like when you dating somebody on a serious tip, getting back to the serious tip, like I feel like at some point that conversation comes up about condoms.
Absolutely.
I do. I feel like it may come up either during sex or it may come up right after a session. And but I don't believe like nobody literally says, you know what, next Friday when I see you, we're not using condoms. Like I don't think that. I just don't. I don't
It's
believe.
a possibility.
You think
It's a
so? Because
possibility.
it sounds
Yeah, I mean,
corny.
bro, it does sound corny, but you have to. It's a conversation that has to have. So, like, if you know, if okay, I'm dating a dude, right, and I'm gonna see
Yeah.
him. Let's say it's Wednesday, and me and him gonna hang out Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've been fooling around for a few months, and we've been using condoms. And then Saturday, he's like, um, he gonna see me on Saturday, and we talking on the phone, and he like, why don't you let me, get that, I mean that has happened. I'm not, it could have been in my younger years, but I mean
Uh,
that's what guys do. You know what I'm saying? So, it has to be a conversation. And sometimes you're right. It could just be, in a heat of the moment where they be you just, and they may ask you then, can I, whatever, and you go from there. But I don't necessarily as an adult. I don't think it's corny because we gonna do it either way. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So,
Right.
but I would have respect for a guy who did that, who asked me, you know.
Okay. Okay.
I would appreciate that before he just tried to, that's I think that's somebody who's trying to be respectful. You
Try to
know what
be
I'm saying?
respectful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I have some close other some female friends that have given me horror stories about like they been with a dude. They was liking the dude. It was everything was cool. But the Negro, when it got to getting down, the Negro really like was trying to like slam it in like with no rubber.
yeah,
And it completely like turned her off. Like she didn't
yeah,
even want to talk to the dude no more.
yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, but again, I understand from a female for females who really like give a fuck. I understand if they like, nah, bro, we ain't rocking like that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just for
Yeah,
the
you
simple
should.
just for
You
simple
gotta have
fact,
some
I
kind
don't
of
want to get
standards.
pregnant, number one. And
Absolutely.
two,
And
I
I don't
don't
want
want
no
to catch
diseases.
nothing. Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah. Because I feel like this too, bro. You have to be careful because
catch.
if to a certain degree, I'm asking you this: do you look at it like when guys are sleeping with women? Do they look at it as a situation where how she is with me is how she is or was with everybody else, or do
I've
y'all
had
really think that it's just she's just like that with me? What do y'all? How does
I've
that work?
I've had those thoughts before many a times back in the day. It's like, man, she just let me go just like that. So she probably go like that. I've had those
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. And I've also had thoughts like, ain't no way in the hell I'm getting her pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had those thoughts too. Like, like again, like every dude, I would say this. Any dude who has been sexually active in his younger days have had those thoughts. Now, if you a dude who was a late bloomer and you just started really like screwing in your late 30s, early 40s, then it's a lot of shit you probably haven't experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why they ain't even thinking about relationship or whatever. They don't, it ain't even in their mind. But like if you've had some experience, then look, I can't run up in every chick without the
Mm-mm.
won't dummy. I can't do that. You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
no matter how she look, no matter because you could think she clean as ever, but you don't know that.
Yeah. I think so, but
Nobody's giving you they pH report. Nobody's giving you their fucking blood tests when y'all first meet. So you don't know that.
mhm,
You just don't know
mhm.
it.
Yeah, and then like, if you're doing that and if you're a guy that's doing it or a woman that's doing that with somebody that you know is in a relationship, it's just even like dirty kind of like that's even I would say it's even kind of more it's like double it's double danger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you don't
yeah.
know who that person. It's like that. It's like a little when we was younger and they would show us like, when it comes to STDs, they'll show you that those little silhouettes of you sleeping with him. And then he's sleeping with these two girls. These
Hmm.
two girls got boyfriends. And so in that sense, you're not just sleeping with him, you're sleeping with 50 people. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? But we don't
right.
ever think about that. Like, so that's why it's like the condom situation, you just can't be taking it off. You know what I'm saying? And to me, the conversation ain't been had, because it is dangerous. And if y'all ain't, you just gotta be, you have to
It
trust that
is
person.
dangerous. It's dangerous,
You have
and
to trust that person because I would, I always used to wonder, like, would I kill somebody if they gave me,
oh shit.
something
Okay.
incurable? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would do, you can't blame if you allow yourself to be in a situation where you're having unprotected sex, you run that risk. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But that's what I'm saying. You can't be doing that with people that that's not going to the doctor, that's out there reckless. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be doing that with everybody because it's just too much stuff is out here. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
is. It's too much stuff. Too much. And the last thing is you know I think it's shameful if you're a 45 to 50-year-old man and your dick is dripping. Like, I just
yeah,
really think I really think you really should be ashamed of yourself. If
yeah.
you're in your mid 40s and you 50 and you out here getting burned. Like, I think that's really sad.
Wow.
I think that's sad.
Yeah.
I really do because
Yeah.
if you get burnt, you should have got burnt when you was in your 20s
Yeah.
or your late teens. That's when you should have got burnt. But if you 48, 50 and you getting burned, first of all, who the fuck you been fucking? Because
We still doing randoms at,
that's
at
what
50?
I mean.
Like, come on. Like, how it you should be out of that stage.
Yeah, you should be out of that
You
stage.
should be out of the random stage, right? Like, I mean, even
Yes,
I can understand you see, like a nice woman and your body may be like, oh, I need to get that. But at some point you should have self-control, right?
I
I mean,
mean,
come on,
yeah, I mean,
you know.
yeah. That's. I don't think I really don't have no sympathy for you if you getting burned and you
If
50.
you're getting burned if you're getting burned between 45 and 50, if you're getting burned in your 40s, period, I feel like that's tragic. That's tragic as hell, bro. Nobody,
Yeah,
all of us should be at a stage in our life where we are more health conscious. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like we at the second half of our life. We don't got time to be just, let anybody run up in you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the time to be running up at anything. Like at some point you have to have self-control. And
yeah. You have to. You gotta
you
have to.
just can't be just out here doing it just because it's available. Like
Right.
they'll usually be the kind that be nasty just because when you just doing it because it's right there.
That's true. That's true. So, well, I thought that was a good conversation. I was like, I'm gonna change it up. I'm ask T these questions because I know the audience probably gonna be like, oh, they got right down to it at the beginning of the show. But
You kicked it off a little spicy.
yeah, we kicked it off. We kicked it off. So speaking of the show, um, that dude Keith Lee was in the news. Now I've been back on social media as of Monday, so I was
Hmm.
able to see uh, Keith Lee. Actually, I had no idea who this dude was. I didn't know
Hmm.
he does these reviews with food and restaurants.
Hmm.
Apparently, he did one on Harold's versus Uncle Remus, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did. When he came here, he did all chicken joints. He did.
yeah.
He actually did Sharks was in there. He did
Uh,
J&J Fish. I know he did Harold's and he did Uncle Remus. For us city folks, black city folks, those the two. That I think he did Wales too. Which Wales is good. Like I think but
yeah, Wells is good.
I think
He said Uncle Remus was good, right?
he said Uncle Remus is good. I think he ranked Harold's number one because of their sauce.
Yeah, the sauce. That's right. He said it was
Um,
the sauce.
and I think the next one he liked might have been Wells, and I think he had Uncle Remus at third.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So
because he said he liked Uncle Remus. Was more sweet. I think he said he didn't really like the sweetness, but
the
he said the
sweeter.
chicken was good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So he goes around. Keith Lee goes around and he critiques different restaurants. So he was in Atlanta recently, and he was critiquing a few restaurants in Atlanta. I know he critiqued one. What was the name of it? It had a funny name.
Milk and honey or something like that.
Yeah, Milk and Honey. He critiqued that. Apparently,
He did an old lady game.
he had a bad experience at Milk and Honey. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he gave his honest opinion, and Milk and Honey responded, and to me, in typical black, I hate to say it, black
Mm-hmm.
nonchalant business fashion.
Mm-hmm.
They did a whole video talking about who was Keith Lee and blah blah blah. Instead of doing it professionally and by saying like, "Hey, thank you for critiquing us. We'll take this and then we'll try to improve. We'll bring this to the staff." Blah blah blah. They didn't do that. So he went to Old Lady Gang, which again I've been to Old Lady Gang. He went to Old
Mm-hmm.
Lady Gang. He had a tough situation there. He couldn't get seated. They told him they didn't have any availability. Well, they told his family. He sent his family in first. They told his family they didn't have any availability. So when his family tried to get takeout, they said they don't do takeout on Saturday. I think it was.
Yeah.
So then he decided to go in there and try to see if he can get a place to sit down and eat. So they actually said to him that his table would be ready because they
Mm-hmm.
recognized him.
Mm-hmm.
They recognized him. But then he flipped it on him. He was like, "Well, I just sent my family in here. Y'all said there wasn't any room." So the moral of everything is he did his little video about it and he told the world about his experience at Old Lady Gang. To me, I had no problem with what he said because to me, I pay attention to how he said it. He didn't even clown Old Lady Gang. He didn't go in on it. He just said this is the experience we had, and he wanted to let people know because he said people should be treated the same no matter
Mm-hmm.
if they're a celebrity or not. I thought that was totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Candy responded, which I thought was very, very eloquent and very businesslike as a person that's a proprietor. She responded, she explained the reason why they don't do takeout orders. She told him to come back, and she said she's glad that he decided to even partake and come to their restaurant, which I thought was that's how you should do it if you own a business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now apparently he's getting death threats
Mm-hmm.
in his comments, his mentions to me from I think coward ass idiots. Because why would
Mm-hmm.
you be sending this guy his death threats to him and his family? And basically, this is about a restaurant review. Like I don't
Right.
understand. Like I don't understand it, but um, it was all over social media for like 2 or 3 days. Typical fashion for stuff that go viral. Everybody has think pieces. Everybody has opinions. I actually thought it was good. I started following the dude because I never heard of him until like when I got back on social media. So what do you think about his whole? Just in general, what do you think about how he does things with this whole critiquing of restaurants?
Well, he's been doing it for a while. And I want to say he may have started during COVID or right after COVID.
Okay.
I wasn't following him during that time, but this may have been like maybe within the last year or so. I've been noticing, his videos. I think I follow him on TikTok. Um, but he started and he does it. It started off with him reviewing small businesses, small restaurants to give them attention. And a lot of small businesses, a lot of small restaurants have thanked him for bringing traffic to their location. So what happened was I think the first one that really went viral, he saw a food truck and I think the food truck didn't have a lot of traffic. And so he went to the food truck. Dude was really nice. He did a video on it. And then from there, that person started getting a whole bunch of, his business started booming. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what he started doing it for. So Keith Lee also, he's an ex MMA fighter. So
Okay.
so he
I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, he's an ex MMA fighter. So, he not scared, to go in these places. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with he's critiquing he's just doing a food review.
Yeah.
It's literally a food review in her food review and his service experience, right? And
Right.
I don't have a problem with what he said. And like you said, the first restaurant responded, in the typical to me ghetto restaurant fashion, the bougie black restaurant fashion.
Uh-huh.
And the thing was, bro, people in Atlanta were the ones saying he's not lying. And what he's saying is right, is that the Atlanta food scene is horrible service.
Okay.
If you're not a celebrity, if you're not, if you don't have a certain kind of money, certain places treat you different.
Okay.
And this is people from Atlanta. People from Atlanta, this is all over. This people from Atlanta making videos and commenting and saying that he's not wrong. And so that sparked the conversation of how it is, bro, in a lot of big cities kind of have that experience sometimes with black restaurants. And if you don't have, it sparked a big conversation, bro, about, quote unquote, how black restaurants act when you have money. It's kind of like they were saying that we do the same thing white restaurants do, right? In the sense of where if they treat you different because you ain't a baller and you ain't coming here with your Gucci and all this stuff on, and if you didn't come in there and you don't spend this kind of money, they mean to everybody else, and the rest of everybody's got to wait, and then it was a conversation of just like the rules that we have and how a lot of black restaurant culture has turned into many clubs, right? So you got a restaurant
True.
that says brunch, right? But you go to brunch and everybody is twerking. So you're not really eating waffles and chicken. You got to eat waffles and chicken over somebody booty crack. You know what I'm saying? And so,
True.
you paying all this money to watch, girls twerk at 11 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it's part of the conversation about black people in the service industry and how we treat each other. You know what I'm saying? And how we got to do better. That's bottom line is we got to do better. It has to be. It's always been an issue with service and customer service when it comes to black business. Unfortunately, a lot of times that's a I don't want to say a secret within our community that black folks say amongst each other that we
Yeah.
know. You know what I'm saying? We if we're keeping it real, we talk about that being a poor area, you know what I'm saying, in
Yeah.
our community. So
It should be better.
it should be better, and deaf dress, that's just like stupid. Absolutely stupid. It's probably some internet trolls that's just ain't got nothing else better to do, but and they asked him to come to these restaurants too. That's the other thing to remember.
Yeah, they do. They do.
People reach out to him for them to critique.
Yeah.
What's the difference between you got shows on the Food Network, Bar Rescue, you got the guy Hell's Kitchen, you got all these shows with white men who go to these restaurants or these bars and holler at them and critique them and turn it around, and nobody says anything.
Uh-huh.
So he's not doing anything different than those people on Food Network. You know what I'm saying? But they have a problem with it because he's black, and they like, oh, you down in the business? No, the business should have better customer service. Period. It's that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Is
why
how it is. Yeah.
I could be honest. Like, I always want to support black businesses, and I try to go to black restaurants on purpose. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, it do be like,
Tell the truth. Yeah.
like why are we like this to each other? You know what I'm saying?
True.
I
And
went to the one it's the one to one I went the one restaurant I went to recently out in Hyde Park. What is it called? Is it called Virtue? I think it's called Virtue.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
It's kind of like a classy soul food restaurant.
That is it. Yeah.
Very good food, bro.
It is.
Really good service. I mean, from the time we got there, they didn't take a long time to bring the food. Food was
Uh-huh.
fresh, food was good, and it was a multicultural crowd in there. Even though it's a black restaurant, black owned, it was not. That was probably some of the best service I've had from a black restaurant. I'm gonna be quite honest with you.
When did you go? How recent?
Like last month, I think.
Okay, so you went recently. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was real recent. Yeah.
The problem I have, and this is just it's like another point, but it's about kind of like what you said about being able to critique. Like black people, here's the thing: we can't act like we're above criticism.
Right.
Now, granted, should we support each other? Yes, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, if something's not right, we should voice our opinion.
Yeah.
We can't act like, oh no, you can't say this about another black man, another black woman. Why? If Because criticism can be taken many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
If I say to this black restaurant owner, hey, I love your restaurant, but hey, your servers didn't come back to my table. They didn't ask me if I wanted more water. They didn't ask
Mm-hmm.
me if I needed anything. That's what you should say. Like
Right.
the black owners shouldn't get upset. Like, man, would you say that to the servers or the owner at Gibson's? What does that have to do
Yes.
with anything? What does it have to
Yeah, I
do with
would
anything?
though.
But I would. But what does that have to do with?
Yeah.
I want
Absolutely.
you to strive like Gibson's so you
To
can be
be excellent.
around for 50 years like Gibson's. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I think sometimes we as a people we try to get too um like we don't want to step on each other's toes. Like we don't want, but sometimes you have to criticize to make the other person or other people better. You can
Mm-hmm.
criticize with a purpose. You don't have to criticize to tear down either.
Mm-hmm. Just service, and then before we move on, like I know, like service in our community has been bad, and I don't know if it's a subconscious thing, bro, within our community because black people have had servitude um roles for so
Yeah,
long from slavery on out,
yeah,
like where it was like that was our thing. And I think I don't know if subconsciously we think like I ain't no maid and I ain't no butler, you know what I'm saying? But if you are serving someone, you're supposed to be it's okay to be nice. You know what I'm saying? You have to
yeah,
be nice. That's why
yeah.
you can't be a waitress and have attitude. Like I don't bring me my food because I don't know what you did to my food. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You can't be a hostess and you spend more time on your cell phone and talking to the people behind you than the people, figuring out who table to get. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do better in the service sector, and it's not just the people in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But it happens too much within each other where, and also too, like even when people when you go into black businesses, you should treat them like you would do at Gibson's. Don't go on trying to get no discount and all
Exactly.
stuff like that. If you pay $100 for the steak at Gibson's, pay 100 for the folks that's at Virtue, because
I agree.
you wouldn't have no problem doing it there. So if
I
you have
agree.
if you want to you brag about being at Maple and Ash and steak 48 and all the rest of them, so do the same for the black business
Yeah.
because their prices ain't that much different than when you going over there. You know what I'm saying? If now
It's
as
not.
long as
It's
the
not.
service is good, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
not.
So that's why sometimes I can't complain if I go to a restaurant and it's a little it could be pricey, but it's it's black business. If I can spend that money at True Lux, I can do it, for my people too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. And I think with Keith Lee, I love what he's doing because not only is he's bringing light to black businesses, people who follow him. He's got a big following. So when these people come to these cities, they actually may want to stop and eat
they
there.
will. Yeah.
And I think that's because there's no advertisement like word of mouth. I don't care.
Absolutely.
I don't care who you are.
Absolutely.
Word of mouth means more than any billboard, any post you whatever. Word of mouth sell it will give you more advertisement. I learned that in school.
Absolutely.
Nothing like word
And
of mouth.
we have a 24-hour cycle with social media. So
Exactly.
if
Exactly.
you got somebody on social media that has a big following that promotes you, that's what you want in this
Yep.
day and age. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
you want.
So
That's what you want.
yeah.
So I thought that
Keep
was
me
interesting.
promote our podcast.
Yeah, Keith Lee, come on now,
Yeah.
get you on the podcast. You tell the people to follow us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Now we gotta talk about this because this is just some more ratchet stuff. Um, Joe Smith. Now you heard about him, right? And his wife. For those you don't know, Joe Smith is a former NBA basketball player. His wife had made a video, and he was in the video. Basically, apparently, according to her in the video, Joe Smith found out that his wife, I think her name is, her real name is Jasmine.
Is that her
But
real name or that's her
I'm
stage
sorry, I
name?
take it back. That's her stage name. I'll get in that later. But her real name is it's something Chris. What is it? I forget. Anyway, Joe Smith found out that his wife had an OnlyFans page.
My bad.
He found out he had an OnlyFans page. Now,
hmm
in the video, he was clearly upset about it. She's explaining the reason why she had the OnlyFans page, why she was doing it, you know, money reasons. She needed to do what she had to do, blah, blah, blah. Now, he's upset. Now, my disclaimer is this is just me. I don't speak of nobody else. I believe this whole thing is fake and phony to
Mm-hmm.
promote her OnlyFans to get more
Could
subscribers.
be.
That's
Mm-hmm.
just me because there's nowhere in the world, to me, a man is just gonna be that cool and not know like that's just me, and I just don't believe that. But she has an OnlyFans page. She said that basically she said something to the effect like, "When you married me, you knew what I used to do." Now, when she was referred to, you know what I used to do. She's an ex porn star. She did porn back in the late '90s, along with her sister. Her and her sister did porn. Um,
She ventures vagina.
she is Vince's vagina. Her stage name was Jasmine Penn Davis. Her sister's name was Champagne Penn Davis. All you old porn heads back in the day, you probably remember Champagne. If maybe not. So people on the internet, they had things to say about Joe Smith and his wife. Now, like I said before, I don't believe this is real. I believe this is fake. I believe this is something to get her subscriptions up. She was on TMZ today with Harvey. She was on there, shed tears, crying, talking about her relationship. She doesn't believe they'll get a divorce. She believes they're going to survive this turmoil. But she said she had to do this because they were almost going to be homeless. I called Cap when she said it. I didn't believe her, but I really believe she's doing a great job of selling this thing.
Mm-hmm.
This has been in the news. Well, I ain't gonna say news, but this has been in the social media streets, as I call it, for the past 3 days because it went viral quick. It was on YouTube, it was on Facebook, it was on Twitter, Instagram, and even a lot of people who you would think had something to say about it, like Shannon Sharp. He had something to say about it. A whole bunch of different people. So, Tease, let me ask you. First, let me ask you this: do you think it's real? This whole thing?
You know, I was debating that too. You know, it's everything on the internet is so fake to me these days. So I don't know. I don't know. He looked real upset in the video. So it could have been something that she planned because I'm sitting here like, why is she doing this live? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why is she
Yes.
recording this? And why is he not even saying anything about her recording this? So that's what makes you think it could have been fake, you know what I'm saying? Or, it could have been her plan to get her OnlyFans, some traffic, and maybe he wasn't in on her plan, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
possible. I'm on the fence about whether or not it's real because it's like you said, I can't imagine no dude allowing her to do that and not getting ready to knock her head off. That's true. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And then she also does massages,
Mm-hmm.
so she gets money off massages. So again, my thing is, there's no way. Listen to me, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way I'm not gonna know my wife does massages, has an OnlyFans page, and I not know about it. There's no way. Like,
You
hear
shouldn't.
me, hear me when I say this. There's not no way I'm gonna know about it because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, at some point, I'm going to come across something.
Right.
At
Cause
some
like
point,
how he ain't playing, he's not in the league no more. So how is he not, unless he's not at home a lot? Does he work for any team now?
he's a basketball coach in
Okay.
Georgia somewhere in
Okay.
Georgia.
Okay.
So that I do know.
Okay.
Which
So maybe he's not at home a lot.
that could be it too. Now, the question that people was asking, because it's social media, it's got to be a think piece, Teach. It's got to be something that's got to get the people going. So the question everybody was asking was, should men expect their wives to change after marriage? Now,
Mm-hmm.
here's my thing. If I marry you and you used to be a hoe, I would hope when I marry you, you stop being a hoe. Okay, that's just, I'm gonna throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I marry you and you was doing OnlyFans and you was doing porn work, I knew it, and we had a conversation, and I was like, you know what, I'm cool. Keep getting your money. I'm gonna do my thing, get my money. Fine. However, if there's no conversation about it, then you know what? We're gonna have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But when people say generally you should expect your wife to change or you should expect your husband to change, in certain situations, yes, I do
Okay.
expect you to change. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Like, I expect you to change if you was bad with money
Mm-hmm.
before I met you and then we get married. At some point, yeah, you do need to change. Or you can't handle the money no more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel now with this whole OnlyFans thing. And she told, apparently, according to her, she told him that she stopped doing porn, she stopped all the other stuff. But apparently, the OnlyFans thing, she kept that in the tuck,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how she was help coming up when things were short in the household, according to her. Me, I feel like she's wrong for not sharing that if this is really true. Because
Yeah.
this is something you shouldn't spring on your husband,
Absolutely.
especially recording it for the whole world to see.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I think that's why I think
that's what
this is phony.
it could be absolutely phony. To address the first thing you said about just whether or not they should be expected to change. So there are some things I think that should change for people in general once you're in a committed relationship, but that's things you discuss before you get married. Like if if her not doing porn and not doing seductive things is something that you have an expectation for in marriage, that has to be discussed before marriage in your relationship. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So like, so I don't, we can't just expect she's gonna get married and she's been, a working sex woman, for decades, and then she's just gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I think certain people, they get addicted to the money
yeah,
and they get addicted to the fame of that. And it's, to me, it's what it sounds like. Joe is not, he's probably, if he's not working for an NBA team anymore, he's not getting that money, that those checks, those NBA checks like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he worked for an NBA team in some capacity, he probably will be getting paid more money. You know what I'm saying? But he's not. And I think I read somewhere that said that maybe he has some kind of debt and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it sounds like she is used to a certain amount of money and she wants to get it, but it makes that serious. So she went back to her whole ways. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, and she didn't tell him, So I don't know. I don't think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's cool. I think if you felt like y'all were lacking in money for a man too, that's gotta be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like to be like, like my wife, that has to affect you in some way, that my wife felt like I'm not taking care of the house enough to where she had to go and put her body back out there.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
deep to me. you know?
And her old body too.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what?
I'm,
It's
I'm,
some
I'm
people
sorry,
that's her age,
her vintage body.
her vintage body, but it's people that's her age that want to see it, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's true. They want to see it. They do want to see it. But I again, that I should have been a conversation. Like I don't.
Absolutely.
There's no way you can go ahead and just drop this on me while you're on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and then me not react. Like I'm gonna fucking knock that phone out your hand.
Right.
That's just me. I didn't really feel like. That's why I was like, I'm not buying this. Like I feel like this was a rollout to push her OnlyFans to get
Probably.
to get more subscriptions.
Probably. Yeah.
That's what I felt like. So
Probably.
that's where I was at with it. Now more and more stuff is coming out every day. Let's see what happens. Let's see if she does any more interviews. I feel like she's gonna do some more interviews, and I know that she's doing
Probably.
interviews.
She seems like she likes attention. So
Yeah, and she's
I mean,
doing them
to be on
solo.
TMZ must have had a slow news day to have her ass on there. Like that was kind of weird, you
That's
know?
what I said. I'm she on here with Harvey and the black dude. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all
Yeah,
must have a slow media news day. But
had to be a slow day. Yeah,
um, so we're gonna change gears and just go into the crazy mess that's been happening in the world. So in New York, some dude really had he has a problem with noise, loud noise. So he decides to knock on somebody's door in this apartment, and the guy comes out. They have words. Um, there was an altercation. The guy decides to shoot the guy who's also a father. This is all on video. Then the guy's son comes running out.
stepson.
Stepson, yeah, stepson. He comes running out. The guy with the gun shoots him. So it's all on video, all on video. And all this apparently, according to the multiple reports, the young lady, her account was that all because I guess they were playing music or they was too loud and he had a problem with it.
What's even music? So
What they were doing,
so the
what did they say? If they was talking?
so they have had problems with their neighbor for I guess
This is a
a
neighbor
couple
from
years.
hell.
Yeah, he lives underneath them. Okay. And I guess there had been seven police calls prior to this one, because he felt like people like the kids were making too much noise walking or running or dropping stuff or whatever. So it's a lot of them living in that smaller apartment. They had to downsize the family. It's a Haitian family. And so there are a few of them living in there. So it could be a lot of foot traffic. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's a hardwood floors, is what it is.
I know how that
So
sounds.
absolutely, I've been in a building where hardwood roof floors, and you know, it is it could be annoying, but you know, it's whatever. You live in an apartment. That's kind of the catch-22 of what happens when you don't own your home. You know,
Yes.
you gotta kind of you just have to you either gonna move or deal with that. That's the reality of where
Yes.
you're at. And so I guess this day he decided he had enough. And so he went knocking on their door. The wife came out first. And when the wife came out, they had some words. And then the son came out. So naturally, if it's a husband, he's gonna, you know, be like, what the heck going on? So he came out, he had some scissors
With
in
scissors
his
in his
hand,
hand.
and he confronted the dude. And the husband is a big guy. I believe they say he was a bodybuilder or something like
Yeah.
that. So he was a big hefty dude, and he confronted him. And the guy, he was ready. You could see that he had that gun in his like it in his pants, and he kept touching it during that whole interaction. And so the wife was pulling her husband away, telling him to calm down. He walked away, and when he turned his back, the guy shot him.
Yes, he shot him right. He shot
He shot him like, you know, a few times. And the
the
the the
son come running
son,
out.
which was he's in his 20s,
Mm-hmm.
the guy unloaded on him. shot him like 5 times in the head, and he left, and then he was on a run. You know, he's on a run. I think they just found him today.
Yeah, the
And
police found him today. He apparently, according to the report that I read, is that he was being chased by the police. He almost got away from police. Police caught him. He charged the police. He had a weapon in his hand. Apparently, it was a knife. And he charged the police, and the police gunned him down.
yeah, sound like a suicide mission.
So, you know, when I first saw the video, I watched the video like 5 times because I was looking specifically to see at any point was there any self-defense in this.
Mm-hmm.
And when I kept watching the video, the one thing that kept going back into my mind over and over and over again is that all of this could have been avoided.
Mm-hmm.
Because once the dad walked away, I wish he would have just made it into the apartment. Because like you said, I think dude just wanted to shoot that gun.
Yeah.
I really do. Now, I know that the dad had the scissors, and I know well, obviously it's never going to make it to court now because of the situation. But to me, I don't understand why he shot the son either. I don't either. I don't get that either. And so when it came out that he was dead, the police shot him, I truly feel like, well, he where he belongs. I do. I just that's what came over me. It's like he where he belongs. Because sometimes you get justice. The family probably won't get the justice that I think they deserve. But then again, you know, dude got what I think he deserved. Unfortunately, there's a dad and a son that's no longer here, and that's the fucked up part about it.
Yeah, I it's another example of
Senseless.
senseless, and another example of emotions controlling behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we have to do better with that as a community, because it's too many senseless things that happen because of emotions. The emotions of the man getting out your apartment, going to banging on somebody's door. That's step number that's wrong. Emotions of the lady coming out arguing with him, that's step 2 going wrong. Okay. Yep. Emotions number 3, the husband come out with scissors, that's step 3 going wrong. Yep. All this is emotional responses to something that was not, that's not that serious. You had a problem with the noise and you come kicking the door. What they should have did was just call the police. Don't even go out there, because to me, he's already showing unhinged behavior to kick my door. As a woman, if a guy come kick my door, I'm not opening the door. Even if my husband in the house, I'm definitely not gonna open the door if my husband's in the house. But I would, to me, that's already unhinged behavior to come to my door and kick it. You don't, because you just don't know what's on the other side of that door. And you don't know what everybody got guns and stuff now. So in the effort to stay alive, I'm gonna call the police, and I'm gonna say I'm in my apartment. My neighbor from downstairs has come here. He's kicking my door, and it's just unsafe. You know what I'm saying? And
True.
The building management has to get involved in the sense of if he's doing that and he's threatening people, that was the thing where he should have been put out the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just so many things, but the bottom line to me was that all of this could have been avoided. It didn't have to get escalated that far. And you can't live in an apartment building and expect it's gonna be quiet. It's just not. It's just not. I mean, there's a respectable amount of noise. Especially, come on now, bro. Come on now. Black people don't sleep.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, if you go live in a busy building like that, it's in the city, it's gonna be, when you in the city, to me, when I moved to the suburbs, it's damn near it's a difference because you used to city noise. It's always something going on. It's
Yep.
always people outside. If you live in an area where it's gunshots, you get immune to the gunshots. You know what I'm saying? It's the sirens. It's always noise, and so it was hard for me to sleep in the suburbs because it's so damn quiet.
So it's super quiet.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So, if he wanted peace and quiet, he should have moved somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's not like
right.
unless they were going through the house, doing left, right, left. I mean, if they go through the house marching, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? But normal walking on the hardwood floor, it is what it is.
And look,
you gotta have to deal with it.
And look, and them Haitian families, they was in a 3-bedroom with probably 9 people in there.
It was a lot of people in there.
You know that. Hey, and shout out to Matthew. You know I love you, Matthew. But damn it, Matthew, if you watching this episode, you know damn well y'all be in there deep. So it's gonna be some noise, like you said.
They gonna put a hex on his ass if he didn't die.
Put a root on
they
his
might
ass.
have put one on there.
Put a root on his ass.
Put a root on him. Sure, that's probably why he did. They like, you know what?
Like you said, ain't no way around no noise. How you gonna get around no noise in them type of places? You know what I mean? But
no,
it's unfortunate. But yeah, the police killed dude. Dude is dead. So again, we got 3 lives gone.
Yeah,
just like that. That could have been avoided.
For emotions.
Should have been avoided.
Could have been avoided, man. We gotta control our emotions in that situation. Like it didn't have to be that. It didn't have to be that.
No, it didn't.
I mean, when I was younger, I would fly off at the mouth. You know what I'm saying, and say stuff. But definitely as my age now, even when I get angry, it's I definitely try to be more conscious, especially like in public. Like I went to a hood school before, so I know how it is to have that. You don't want to seem like no punk, right?
Yeah.
But you ain't a fighter. Like it's no purpose of you fighting either.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to prove, and so you go through that kind of battle, bro. But it's just like as an adult, like I want to live as long as possible.
Absolutely.
I want to enjoy my life, and I'm not getting ready to argue in the hallway with the unhinged person. If you come banging at my door, I'm calling the police, and I hope that you don't get to my side of my door, because then now we're gonna have a shootout. You know what I'm saying? So it don't have to get there.
No, it don't. And unfortunately, we got there with this situation. Let's just go right to the next wild situation. So a Florida team with special needs is facing 30 years for beating up a teacher. Now, I didn't see this. You saw this. Mm-hmm. So, what exactly happened? And I just need to know, did the teacher deserve it?
So this was some months ago. The black boy, he's a big black boy. Okay. He might have been like 15 or 16 at the time. He's special needs. I think it's a special needs school, if I'm not mistaken.
And they be strong as hell too.
He's a big boy. He's at least 6 feet, bro. At least 6 feet, 250. He's a big boy. But he had his like Nintendo or something, his little game, whatever game system he had it in the hallway. Teacher took it from him and he went ballistic. You know what I'm saying? He went crazy. He beat her up. And when he got arrested, he told police, F y'all. But he's, a special needs dude. And so I guess they basically charged him with attempted murder. I don't know what the charges were. Whatever the charges were, he faced up to 30 years. And so it just amazed to me how this is somebody who is special needs. How different they treat us. How different the system treats us. It's like they don't have any compassion. This is Florida. So they don't have any compassion for. I just know if the boy was white, it would be different. He wouldn't have gotten all those charges probably, and more than likely he would probably be in some kind of mental institute. Because this anytime there's a serial killer, just like last weekend with that white guy from Maine who was killing everybody, when he was going on his shooting his shooting spree, the first thing the media said was he just got out the hospital, 2 weeks ago for depression, and they automatically put that excuse out there. But when it's anything dealing with black kids, stuff like that, they have no compassion, and there's no mention. The news are barely mentioned that this boy is autistic. You know what I'm saying? And so that counts for something. Not saying that he doesn't know right from wrong, but it's a different level. If you have somebody on the spectrum, they do have a different response. And if you deal with anybody that has special needs, you know that if you take away they have a routine, and
Yep.
sometimes you knock them off their routine, they get upset. You know what I'm saying? So some of them have behaviors where they may respond violently. Some just may, some of them hurt themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's why
Yep.
they have some kids where they make them wear helmets and
I
things, or
know. Yeah, I've
they
seen that.
make them because they'll start hitting their head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you don't understand how the spectrum goes, then you don't have compassion. And so did he know right from wrong? Yes, he can know right from wrong, but sometimes they don't understand the ramifications because they don't have the feelings that we
True.
have. They don't
True.
have the emotional responses that we have. So it's upsetting. Hopefully, it's unfortunate what happened to her. She was knocked unconscious. But it's unfortunate what happened to her. I don't think he was trying to murder her. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say it was an assault and you want to get him in a facility where he needs help, you know what I'm saying? But it just made me kind of like sad that was even on the table because, as far as I know from the beginning, it was a special needs school. You know what I'm saying? So
It sounds like to me she deserved that shit. She should have never took his damn
I ain't gonna say
toy.
she deserved it. I
She
don't think
never
she
took his
deserved it.
toy. She would have. The next time, I bet she do it next time. One of them kids, she gonna duck.
Yeah, I mean but again, it's a small lady, bro, and this is a 6'6" boy. I mean, he's a big boy. You
Uh huh.
see him, he's a big boy. It ain't no he was big enough to where the male security that came to try to take him out, they had trouble getting him out because he's big. It's not getting around. He's a big boy. You know what I'm saying?
And they,
And
and
he
yeah,
just snapped that day.
hey, and we got a lot of homies that's police officers, and they'll tell you them special needs guys, them mentals, they be strong as shit.
Strong as hell,
And
yeah.
they'll tell you in a minute how strong they get. So yeah, so I can see them struggling with trying to get him out. Even though he's a young boy, he's still strong as hell and he's big. So I can see that.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, the other thing. Let's just keep going. Let's talk about. So there were some police officers in this was a small town, this city. These
Mhm.
two kids, young kids too.
Mhm. I remember that.
Apparently,
Okay. Yeah.
apparently they escaped from.
12 and 14.
So should we say escaped or should we say? Or somehow they were in like I don't know if it's an institution or foster home or whatever.
They were like a group home kind of, I
Group
think.
home. That's what it was. A group home.
Yeah.
And they ran, got away, and went to some house that happened to have a bunch of guns in there. So the
Mhm.
police tracked them down. So there was a girl and a boy. Young, they were young, 14, 12.
The boy
Um,
was 12, the girl was 14.
and they found some guns, and then the guns, they all of a sudden they just started shooting at the police. The girl was shooting an AK-47,
Yeah.
and the boy was shooting. He had a gun. He was shooting at the police. So the officers on the scene, obviously everything has body cameras now, so the officers are recording everything. You hear all the dialogue. You hear the officers say, "Come out, put the guns down," and then you hear one officer saying, literally, he's whispering to himself, "I don't want to have to do this. Please, I don't
Mhm.
want to have to do this."
Mhm.
So for me, for me, I said, "Wow, look at all this restraint that these
Mhm.
officers are showing for these two kids."
Mhm.
And I said, because I saw the video, was it Shade Room or whatever, and I had
It was
commented.
everywhere.
I commented, and I was like, "Man, can you imagine if that officer would have had that same restraint for Tamir Rice and he had a toy gun?
Yeah.
Tamir would have still been here." But it's
Yeah.
just amazing how these officers show restraint to these two white kids who had an AK-47
and was shooting at
were
them.
shooting at them, clearly not to fire warning shots,
Yeah.
clearly not to scare them off, but clearly to shoot to kill these officers. But these officers showed a lot of restraint. So here's a question that I always bring up in these situations is that when people on that other end always feel like the whole mantra that Black lives don't matter, this to me, this is what the entire movement and debate and conversation has always been about, is that restraint, willpower, uh, common sense, whatever you want to say, conflict resolution never gets used when it comes to the different color. Because if you ask any officer, young, veteran, they would tell you deadly force could have been used against those two kids.
Sure.
Because of the situation. However, these officers chose restraint. We've known instances where other officers have gunned down young Black boys, have gunned down men, and didn't use the same restraint. We've seen officers have actually shot and killed a Black man from behind who clearly showed no danger to the officer. So this is why, when people try to say, oh, liberal this, liberal that, blah, no. It's not about being woke. It's not about, to me, it's just it's about human life. You choose to show restraint or you choose not to. And clearly in that video, we see an officer basically tell the world, his superiors, that he didn't want to shoot these two white kids.
Yeah.
End of story.
Because they value the white kid's life. The white kid's life had value to them. You know what I'm saying? And so when you don't look at Black people as valuable outside of us entertaining you, then you will have no problem with seeing a kid in the park, with a play gun. You pull up in 30 seconds and kill him. No warning, no put your hands up, no nothing. They pulled up to Tamir Rice, and in 30 seconds he was dead. I would never forget seeing that. And clearly it's a boy playing with a gun. You don't know if it's fake or not. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? You pull up on them and you say on your loudspeaker, hey, put your gun down. He's 12 years old. To get up and to start shooting, because he was startled. The boy was startled. He dropped the gun and y'all sprayed him without notice. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happened when they broke into that boy's house a couple years ago in Minnesota. He was asleep on the couch. They did a no knock warrant.
Warrant entry, yep.
They didn't even he ain't the person they looking for. He happened to be sleeping on the couch and he has a gun, which he was a conceal and carry. It was registered. He get up and they just sprayed him. He didn't know what's going on. You know, and so it's because they do not value Black life. And they look at Black, to me, when they see situations like that, bro, for Black kids, it's shooting practice for them. It's almost like the hunting game for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they like to hunt deer and they do all this stuff now. So it's like, now I get to hunt. Now I get to practice. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a sickness. It's a sickness that this country has. And I hate people like the Jason Whitlocks, and they try to make an excuse and say, well, we don't value life. We do value life. But because a rapper raps about violence, that's one rapper. That's not the whole neighborhood. It's not all Black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so if that's your excuse for killing innocent Black people, because you're not killing rappers.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You're killing a Tamir Rice, 12-year-old. You're killing somebody else on knock. You know what I'm saying? You're killing, Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if that's your what your argument is. So it's just they should have had that restraint for kids. It should have. But why can't our kids have that same restraint?
Same restraint, exactly.
Why can't our people have that same restraint?
Same restraint.
It was disappointing, bro. It's disappointing and hard to listen to them saying, I don't want to kill these kids. I'm like, I don't hear that when they talking about black people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't value our lives because we got here from the time we got here, bro. We was nothing but property.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not entertaining some sectors of this country, if we're not entertaining them, we're no good to them. If we're not working for them, we're no good to them. You know what I'm saying? And so to them, we're disposable because they're supposed to be superior. They're supposed to be in charge. And a lot of those police officers ain't nothing but slave catchers. That's what they did post slavery. You know what I'm saying? That's how the police actually was formed in some parts of the country, was to catch slaves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so in a sense, they still think they're doing that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we understand. We're not saying you don't need police. We understand that
It's a to do police.
we
It has
need
everything to do with a mindset.
You need police because without police there would be chaos on black
Sure.
levels, white levels. It'll be just total chaos. We understand that. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is that in situations like we just talked about, the same restraint needs to be used.
Yeah.
It needs to be used. If the same value for human life needs to be used, whether it's black, white, brown, yellow, green, it needs to be used. And clearly, in certain situations in our country, we didn't see that. We did not see that.
I want to know what they get charged with too. I
Yeah, I want to know
guarantee
too.
they will get out at some point in their life. If
I
it
wanna
was
know
a black
too.
kid doing that, I guarantee you they would get life, no parole.
Because these wasn't no 22s and no 38s. These
12-year-old, 14-year-olds, they were
shorties found
shooting.
some real guns.
But bro, the other thing too is because those people teach their kids how to shoot guns
Yeah, they do.
at an early
We
age.
know that. Yeah,
When
we
they
know
go
that.
hunting,
Yeah.
they show their kids how to shoot. That's why you don't see them in the movies going like,
No.
just shoot. They know how to hold the gun. You know what I'm saying? They
Know how to
know how
load
to
it.
shoot. They
They
know how to load it. They know how to
reload. All that. They
She
know how
was
to,
reloading. The girl was
yeah.
reloading.
Yeah. Now I
Yeah.
want to know who fucking house was that? Was that fucking Rambo's house? Because who the fuck got an AK-47?
Well, bro, I think it's normal for some of those people. That's why they never get rid of the gun laws because they have a gun obsession. I know people of the other persuasion that they buy guns every year. They buy a new gun every year. When they get extra money, they buy new guns.
Nobody's supposed to be having an AK-47.
Well, I agree with you, but I'm just saying.
Now, that's what I want to know. I want to know who house that is and how the hell do you get it? Because the AK-47 that's an assault rifle. That's like somebody having an M16. You're not supposed to have them as a civilian.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Those type of guns are military.
Yeah.
And this little girl was shooting that shit like it was a water gun.
Yeah. Yeah, getting them off.
Getting them off. Lord have mercy, boy.
Yeah.
So they shot up the west side over the weekend. Now,
guns.
Now this
America doesn't have a gun problem.
Yeah, that's what they say. Now this particular place was over there on 13th. What's that? 13th in Springfield, 13th in Pulaski. One of them. There was a little party over there. They was having a little party over there, a / comedy type show party. Now, granted, okay, all right, we're from the hood. There's a lot of these places ain't no license, ain't no, you probably shouldn't be in there because it's not really no business type. But hey, this is what we do as a people. One thing about Chicago, for people who are not from here, listen to this pod, we have what we call holes in the walls, okay, in Chicago. All over, west side, south side, where you go and you kick it at. There's a select few people that know about it. Sometimes it's always quote unquote invite only, meaning you have to know somebody to get in these type of places. All right. Now, this particular night, there was a party. People was in there hanging out, having a good time. Apparently, this one dude who's not from Chicago, all right, he's from Champaign, Illinois. He was in the party. Apparently, he got too drunk. And T, sometimes people just cannot handle their liquor. And apparently he got belligerent and he got put out by security. And as he got put out by security, security decided to give him a pumpkin head. Now, probably, we don't know because, they didn't talk about what actually happened outside with security. But we all been out and we know what security can do sometimes. And we also do know how when some dudes are drunk, they get to talking out their mouth. Sometimes when you get drunk like that, security puts you out, they're going to whoop your ass too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this dude apparently got a pumpkin head and he said, you know what? I'll be back. Well, he decides to come back. He walks in the door. He comes back with a gun and just starts shooting everybody in the place. Now, I don't know the number of people that got shot, but I did see the video.
14
I
or
saw
16.
the video. Was it 16 people?
I think so.
I saw the video. It was people lying on the ground bleeding. And when I mean shot, they were shot up, Tease, like that real blood, like that fresh blood. People was laying on the ground, shot up. Now, nobody died. Now, that's huge right there. And everyone should be really, everyone who survived that should really be thankful, because if a dude come in that type of place, because it's not very big, he come in that type of place and shoot like that, and for people to still be able to talk about it, that's a blessing. That's a blessing right there. So, but they caught the dude. He got arrested. He was arraigned. He gonna be charged. But it just goes to show you that anybody can get a gun now, and you never know who's walking around with guns. I'm the type of person, Tease. I'm older now, so when I go places, if they don't search me, Tease, I'm probably not going to be at this place very long. Because that means anybody can walk in there holding. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that nobody died. Now, the news is labeling this as a mass shooting. I don't agree with that. I just don't. I don't agree.
They're labeling all of the shootings in Chicago. They're doing that if it's more than 4 people shot, that's what they're saying now. That's why they call it a mass shooting. But we know the real reason behind it.
Yeah, and that's typical
in the
media.
news that Chicago has the most mass shooting, so you can ignore the white man in Maine shooting up people, the white man in Jersey shooting up people at the grocery store.
At a
Let's
Halloween
ignore
party,
all of those cases and not make white men the face of crazy mass shootings. We're gonna say the one person in Chicago who shot up a party, that's who mass shooting is. And they know what they're doing. That's why the media is a dangerous entity.
It's called media sensationalism, and this is what they do. This is how they sell it to
I'm
the
glad
world.
people are noticing that and not falling for that crap.
Because
at least people in Chicago, we know it's BS.
It is some BS, especially when you live here. You understand how it goes. You understand that this is media bull crap. Because the statistics will show you that the most dangerous person in America with the most is white men. There's ages that you've seen stats where there's ages where they give you a white man who've murdered people in mass shootings. So
mass shootings have always been people that's on a mission to go and shoot up this place. That this dude was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And he was trying to shoot up a situation where he got upset and was drunk, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to call that a mass shooting, I would give that a mass shooting more so than some others. They be those random drive-bys, they call it mad. That's not a mass shooting.
Not
you know what I'm saying?
Shooting.
It's somebody doing a drive-by. You know what I'm saying? But it's again, but America doesn't have a gun problem.
But this dude, not to get into the whole gun issue, this is a whole ass nigga. I just gotta say that. This is a punk ass dude who in his feelings, he get mad and he want to come back and shoot up. That'd be my whole issue. Bro, take the fucking L. You was drunk. They should have put you out. You was drunk. Don't come back in there and shoot up innocent people because your ass got put out. That happens way too much.
Emotions, bro.
Too much. But again, just
Emotionally unstable.
talk about it. Talk about it.
It goes back to being emotionally unstable. You know what I'm saying? If you can't control your liquor, that's one thing. You know, that's problem number one. You know what I'm saying? But also, like you said, getting in your feelings and you know, again, we gonna talk about you getting your feelings, you getting drunk is problem number one. The security going too far, problem number two. Problem number three, now you gotta go take it further and let me go get, you know, my gun and whip this place up. You know what I'm saying? All this is emotionally unstable people. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Again, one situation gets higher and higher and higher. At one point, and this is the sad part about all of these situations that we talked about today. These are adults, and we always talk about the kids. The kids are learning it from adults.
These adults.
This is a
Yep. Adults.
40-something-year-old man who's doing this. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It was a
Yep.
40-something-year-old man in New York who killed that dad and that stepson.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So these are not kids. It's these are adults. And so when you see the kids popping off and say, "Oh, where are they getting this from?" And all these kids are gonna know the kids are mimicking adults. These are grown ass, unhinged men. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I try to give like bail to black people, especially black men, because I know it's not hard. It's not easy being a black male in America. That's you guys would never hear me not say that. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, we got to stop making that excuse and say, okay, we know it's not easy for a black man in to live in America, but you
Right. We
here.
know it. Right.
How am I going to navigate? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing to control my emotions? What am I going to be doing to make sure I'm not another statistic? You know what I'm saying? Just sitting around being angry is not helping us. It's not
No, it's
helping
not.
us.
It's not.
You know
It's
what I'm
not.
saying?
It's
So
not.
now we're constantly losing black men. Then you be talking about the single black women. Now you got a single mother. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
And
Because
now,
now you because for three black men dead, and then you got a black man who, if he have kids, now your daddy in jail. So it's in a statistic. It's a cycle. We got to get out, bro. We got to
it
get out.
is.
We have to do better with figuring it out. You know, with navigating and controlling, you know, these feelings, because it's to the
We
detriment of us if we
we
don't.
we have to, like you said, we have to get better with our emotions. We have to get better with anger management, conflict resolution,
Conflict
and
resolution, absolutely,
quite frankly, we need to value us.
absolutely,
Us. We need to value us. We need to say, you
yeah.
know what, you know what, all right, I'm just gonna let that go today. Yeah, that's what we need to start doing. But it's like you said, Tease. There's so much going on in the world. It's the neighborhoods we live in, the environments we live in, the circumstances that we live in. Like you said, it's like there's a lot of people, a lot of these young kids, they walking around ticking time bombs, and the
Yeah,
littlest fucking thing sets them off.
cut 'em off. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
unfortunate. It's so unfortunate, but
yeah.
I don't know. But that was pretty much our show, and like I said, it was so much craziness going on
This
within the
week was
last week.
definitely crazy, bro.
This week
Yeah,
was crazy. This was
from
a
the
crazy
weekend
ass
to
week.
now, it's been nuts.
The
Yeah,
nuts. So
yeah,
hopefully, we'll have more stuff to talk about next week. And I like to talk about the ratchet stuff, but it just went a lot of ratchetness in the news
yeah.
this
A
week.
lot
So
of heavy.
hopefully, we'll come back next week and maybe Jada Pickett will say something stupid and we can talk about that.
Well,
Uh,
she did technically. She said that I don't know if it's she had that interview recently where she said her and Will got back together after the slap. You saw that?
oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. A little
Yeah,
dumbass.
yeah,
Now, before we leave, I just want to bring this up. There's a rumor. I don't know how true it is, but I saw it because I jumped back on social media that Dwayne Wade and Gabby Union have split. Now, I don't know if it's true because I noticed certain. I put it like this: if I don't see certain people talk about it or certain publications talk about it, it may not be true. But if it's true, I had two thoughts. One of the thoughts, me and my buddy, the bro Jeremy, had said. First thought was maybe D Wade ready to shave his beard. If y'all don't get that, you'll get it later. You'll get it later.
Mhm.
You'll get it later. It's about shaving his beard. The second thought that I thought of, maybe she finally got tired of sharing her panties. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna wait and see if this story gains more traction. But one thing about celebrity, those teas, sometimes all you gotta do is look, and you'll see that something that used to be there is not there anymore. So it'll come out if it is true. It'll definitely come out. But we're gonna see.
Yeah, we haven't seen them both together a lot recently, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'd be surprised. I'm more surprised they stayed married this long, to be honest.
Maybe they stayed together long enough just so she can get what she wanted to get accomplished. And you know what I'm
Which,
talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
well, her baby.
Her baby and what else? That
Mm,
boy. That boy.
what
Zion.
boy?
Zion.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So maybe her work is done now.
It's possible. It's
Well,
possible, bro. Hollywood would not surprise me. Nothing surprises me in
Holly
Hollywood. So
weird. Holly weird.
Hollywood for sure. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on that note, I ain't really got no shout outs, man. This was a good show, man. We covered a lot. Um, Make sure y'all keep watching those clips. We're gonna keep putting them out. Um, I didn't realize we had a lot of people who went to church and shorties. Y'all started to show yourself with that clip.
Yeah, they did.
We saw
They
y'all.
did.
We saw y'all.
They did.
But yeah, we'll have some more clips for y'all, especially this episode. You got anything, Tease?
No, I hope everybody have a good week. Y'all stay safe. These folks is unhinged out here.
They
They
unhinged.
unhinged out here. They
Unhinged.
unhinged out here. So y'all, just honestly just, for real, just be careful, you know what I'm saying, and just try to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like everything does not deserve a response. You know what I'm saying? And I know like I said, sometimes you feel like you gotta prove yourself, but you don't. You
Yep.
don't. The
Yep.
goal is to always get home and to get to your family. Like
Get to
let
your
these
loved
fools
ones.
be crazy on their own, you know?
True. 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 So, on that note, fellas, if she don't want you to come over, she's just ashamed about how she's living. So don't take it personal.
That's not a real thing. It's not a real thing, but okay.
This is episode 88. Some of that podcast. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe.
Yes, yes.
We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Please share, like, tell your friends about it, tell your family members about it. Hey, tell your baby mamas, your baby daddies about it. And
Yo,
follow us on IG.
yeah. See y'all next week.
See y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.